This is a bathroom that I'll be working on. Tear up's already been done on the shower. The shower is going to basically stay where it was. This is the jacuzzi tub that we just took out. Toilet closet and all this flooring, and then the vanity. This will all be marble on this floor. To be freestanding cast iron clawfoot tub over there with an external faucet that goes over. This will be a knee wall that goes 4 foot up. This will all be marble tile, hexagon tile on the floor, niche on the back, diverter, shower valve, new shower head, and an arm thing. So 2 fixtures going on there, cast iron tub there, everything marble on the floor, everything marble on the walls, and not much more to say about this. About 10 days, maybe 12 at the very most on this. Really nothing to show. I have other videos showing the process of doing the pan and pouring the pan and doing the niche and doing a lot of this stuff, so I don't want to be redundant, and I will just fast forward 10 days and we will be done. Ta-da! So this is not the little joke that I tried to make, like an optical illusion or something like that. Boom, and it's done. It is definitely not that quick. I've been on this job 9 days. I want to say 9 days, maybe 10. There is a lot of stuff that I just did not show, because I've shown all this before. I've shown on my channel how to set up shower pan liner. I've showed how to do the first row of tile, how to waterproof it, how to build a niche. I have other videos on how, on how to put in a shower valve. In this case, it's a diverter and a shower valve that I put in. There's going to be a slider thing up to the side where that nipple is, and then we have the shower head that'll be up there eventually. This is 12 by 12 marble, Carrara marble. What I have just found out, and I've been doing it all these years, that trim is called OG. I've always called it chair rail, and in fact it is chair rail, but it's also called OG. So anyway, we have that going on all the way up around, and don't freak out about this. All these walls are going to get repainted. All this stuff is going to go away, and it'll all match and come together. So I could go through this really quickly, but it's a little redundant. Oh, by the way, when I posted a couple of videos about critiquing other people's showers and all that stuff, I got a little hate. You guys there are hating a little bit, and I don't understand why. The critique I have, I'm going to post that video down in the description box. You can see that below, where I was critiquing a shower specifically on new construction. That was an $800,000 house, and when I was critiquing it, it was also marble, and there was just a lot of little things going on here. So for example, I showed on that knee wall, it was a double knee wall, and I showed on that knee wall how the tile came out, and I took another piece of tile and I was knocking up against there. How do you get away with it as a contractor? When you shouldn't have any lippage on here. You know, again, yes, this is a custom job, but then again, if you're spending 800 grand for a house, why do you have all that stuff going on? And so my critique mostly had to do with my amazement that they could get away with that stuff. Me acting as if I'm the customer or something, that I would not allow that. There's a slope, there's a profound slope on my niche here, and you can see it. There's a profound slope, let me go on this side, on my knee wall, and you can see it. It goes into the shower. And on that same video, I mentioned that they didn't do a slope on the knee wall. I mentioned that they didn't do a slope on the curb. And I also mentioned that they could have, for the money that somebody's spending, that they could have done one of these marble curb tops, which would have been appropriate, rather than the tile that they use. So, I feel like I gotta explain myself to some of you guys who critique me for critiquing other jobs. But anyway, there was also some comments on, you know, I could go in and I could critique your job too. You don't ever show your work close up. Well, now here we're close up. So there's 45s here, straight across, nice cut going around, an L cut. Oh, by the way, I used this curb top, and I cut that out, notched it out like a windowsill per the customer's instructions. So now you see my work close up, and you know, there's no lippage. Yes, there's lippage, there's slight lippage on some of this tile, and I'm going to explain why. It's virtually almost impossible to get away with having perfect tile. I don't even know if the light's good enough. There's not a lot of lippage, but there is some, and you cannot get a job perfect. Again, you know, you're dealing with imperfect man-made products. Again, very slight lippage going on here. But you know, it is what it is. This is marble tile, yes, but all marble is not created equal. So this is what they call honed marble, and when you say honed, it doesn't beget that all the tile is straight. That means that the surface is not polished. So when you have honed marble, there's no polish on it, as opposed to the floor, which is polished. So that's what honed means. Rectified is all the tile from all the boxes match all the other tile from all the other boxes. This tile in particular, some of it's about that thick and some of it's about that thick. It's not all cut exactly, and then let me see. Then the size of them are slightly different. I'm actually going to come out here because I don't want to set this tile on top of the tile. So here we have two tile, and these two tile came out of from two different boxes, and they're supposed to match. And so I have a nice flush, even. My finger runs across it, no problem. But then you come over this side and look at that. So that is not quite an 1/8, but it's a solid 1/16 of an inch that's off. And there we're flush. So, and that's just one of them. I saw another one that was an 1/8 of an inch off as I set it, and I put it over to the side, and you know, I was hoping maybe I'd have some other 1/8 of an inch offs that I could use to surround it with. But anyway, the point I'm making is this is not rectified tile. Even though it's marble, it's not rectified. So therefore, there is going to be some inconsistencies here. Can you come in and critique my work? Absolutely. Any tiler that does a job, you could come in later and critique their work. The little tiny things, if you can't find the big things, and I guess that's my point, if you cannot find the big things like the slope on here, and like, you know, the nice even cuts and all that, if you cannot find the big things, of course you can find some small things. You're gonna find little discrepancies, you know. Every tiler notices their own mistakes more than the customer does. And there are some things that I'm not really happy about on every single job. It doesn't mean that, that every tiler does an absolute perfect job. You know, if you put a level on something, you're going to be a tiny bit off or this or that or whatever. So I don't mean to go into a rant about that, but you know, some of you guys that are making comments about how my work, as if you're my customer, which you're not, but as if my work is substandard, and then I go to your channel and you don't have nothing. And you have nothing to back up what you're saying. You have absolutely no idea what kind of tile I'm working with or what parameters I have in regard to the tile itself and what I'm able to do. The lippage happens for a lot of different reasons. As I said, the tile is not perfect, and you know, the spacing is not perfect because, as I showed you before, the tile isn't perfect. So we kind of deal with what we have to deal with, and there's not much more we can do about it except do the best job we can. This is a 16 by 16 marble also, and if you remember before, this was a tub deck and a drop-in tub, jacuzzi tub setting here. So I think it was about this level right here. I took all that wood out, I took everything out, and I built up this knee wall in the same place that the tub used to be. I put this knee wall here per the customer's instructions. Per the customer's instructions, it is 4 foot tall, and this knee wall is the separation between this new tub. This new tub, if you see, I had to do all this plumbing off where it was all sitting over here, so I had to go through the floor and do all this stuff. This is going to be a cast iron, a white cast iron tub that weighs a good part of 300 pounds. I am not bringing it up, so it is not here yet, and there's a lot of painting that needs to be done first. When all that's done, this will be a nice looking cast iron tub to go across here. And fortunately, they still have an outlet over there that used to be hanging down here with a box that plugged in for the jacuzzi. So now you have an outlet to plug in your iPhone, because we all know how iPhones go dead. The transition for this diagonal 18 by 18 went into here, but then we got lucky, and right where the door jamb is, right where the door stops, they decided they wanted to do a 12 by 12 tile, which is the same tile on the wall. And so that's what I did in here, same diagonal cut. And that's it, that's all there is. As I said, this was quite extensive. This took a long time. This is a 4x4 shower, by the way. So this took a long time to build it up and get it right. But it is done, and you know, again, I appreciate comments. I don't have a problem with comments, but you know, when people start picking apart my work as if they're the ones that told me what to do, you know, I consult with my customers every step of the way. If you notice, there's half and half in the corner there that goes all the way up to the wall to the ceiling. That's not what I would have done, but you know, the three of us debated that. When you walk in, you want to see full and full over here. So, you know, it ended with half. I also asked them if they wanted me to start center, and that way you'd have an even cut, but split that 3 inches and 3 inches, and they said no, they would rather have it like this. So when you guys go on to my comment section and start critiquing my work, it's not like this is a DIY project. This isn't something that I did for myself, and then, you know, you're like, well, that's not what I would have done. Ultimately, I do what I'm told to do. I didn't say, hey, let's do a niche here with octagon tile. That's what they wanted, and they wanted the rope to trim it out, and they wanted the octagon on the floor. So, you know, I'm doing what I'm told to do is basically what I'm getting at. By the way, some of the other things I critiqued on the other job, this tile appears, because I did it so well, this tile appears like it just stopped here with a horizontal grout line, but that's not true. That tile went all the way back to the pan liner, and then it got grouted, and then the wallboard went up to here, and yet again, then I red guarded it, and this tile actually sits on top of it, is what I'm getting at. God, it goes so long to explain a simple thing. So all the stuff that I critique on other showers, how they did not set the tile on top of the floor tile first, is in opposition to what I do. I set my floor tile first, and then my wall tile goes over it. You know, my drains always have that little, it's raised above the drain cap a little bit, and I always have that little positive flow going in, and each individual tile gets tapered off, so there is water, positive flow. So when I see other people's jobs and I make these little critiques, these little things that I notice, it's because it's in opposition to what I do. And you know, again, am I doing it right? I'm doing it the way the way that makes more sense to me, I suppose. And that's waterproof, and that this shower will well outlast the homeowner, even if they're here the rest of their life. So I guess that's the point. However you build your shower is how you build your shower ultimately. But the design stuff is not my choice. You know, there's always a consultation that's done, and ultimately is not my choice. The colors, the type of tile, all that stuff is way out of my control, including all the stuff I just mentioned. Anyway, I'm out of here. This is all I have to say about this, and I hope you got something out of it. And you know, I wish I could have shown you more, but again, I have a lot of videos on my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. I think it's down there in red. Hit the subscribe button, and you will start seeing all of my videos pop up, so that you can figure out how to do this on your own if you're so inclined to do so. But I got to move on to the next job, and again, I will see you on the next one.